Yo, yo, what's up? Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Always gotta do a sound check before we really get started with stuff. Audible. Okay, that's a good start. Hopefully, hopefully my voice is a lot louder than the game sounds. Is sound balance okay so far? Like the game sounds might be a little loud, but you guys are gonna have to let me know. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. All right. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So today, what we're going to do is I'm gonna provide my day one kind of review of closed beta 2, and we're gonna see how that changes by the end of the closed beta. You can see the NPCs just keep crashing into each other, so I'm not the only one that can't drive worth a damn in this game, so that's great. But when is this game releasing? Unfortunately, we do not know. Is this anime GTA? Yes, but less like extreme and more cartoony, right? The game is not meant to be like for mature audiences only, so you know, it's more like you know, kid friendly is how I describe it. But yes, it is like GTA. The game will probably be released at latest, I believe, next April or May in 2026. That's at latest. So we don't know if, you know, they're going to release it that late, but that, you know, just kind of one like baseline to have because of some like rules with publishing dates in China. So I don't really fully understand the rules and stuff, but that's kind of just my initial impressions of it. So, okay, what's going on? I want to show you guys this a couple cool things about this game. So first, we have the MC sitting on the motorcycle. I wish I was streaming this morning, but I wasn't because so many crazy things happen in this game just in that amount of time. So if you sit here on the motorcycle like this, you can see here that, you know, the MC just looks all right on it, right? She looks pretty good on it, but that's not what's really awesome about this motorcycle. So here we have Hathor, I think that's her name, and she has the Inferno Rider's Wenjin equipped. And so I'm just going to call them Wenjins because, you know, they look more like Wenjins and function more like Wenjins to me than, you know, the other types of weapons in the various games. So, yeah, I will be drawing a lot of comparisons to the main games like ZZZ, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, okay? So, I apologize in advance because I don't know what the things are called in this game yet. It takes a... And also, we are on JP Dub right now. So it takes a little while, of course, to kind of get used to all the different voices and stuff. But because we have that Wenjin equipped, you guys got to check this out. Yo! She's got fire wheels! And Hathor, one of her custom, like specific character abilities, it's not really mentioned, but she's able to ride on a motorcycle. So, for example, if we switch to her, you will automatically swap to the MC to ride on the motorcycle because not all characters have the motorcycle animation. But Hathor, she also has a motorcycle animation and a flaming motorcycle. And this is just so sick, in my opinion. They add details like this to this game. I mean, look at this thing. We are the Inferno Rider now, boys. Oh, God. That's if I could drive. And there's a bird. There's a bird. But it is so sick that they added details like this to the game. I mean, they do not have to do this, okay? They just don't have to do this. Okay, that was... I get I'm not supposed to be there, but lady, that's a bit extreme, okay? That's a bit extreme. Why don't the cops go after these assholes? And instead they go after me. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. Sunday driver. Yeah, you're talking about yourself, you punk. Oh my... Man, people these days. People these days. Oh, okay. So, one thing about the motorcycle. One thing about the motorcycle is that despite how freaking cool it is terrible at steering. It's the worst steering that I've experienced out of any vehicle in this game, and by a long stretch too. It's really fast though. It's really fast, but the steering is atrocious. So anyway, I wanted to dive a bit more into kind of a more review aspect for this game and for my initial impressions, just to get this out to you guys on the actual channel, to provide kind of a day one first impressions and review of it. So where's my motorcycle? I gotta bring it over. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about the motorcycle in a bit, but you guys can just see just how crazy, like, all these details and stuff they've added to the game, and I think it's fantastic. They do not have to do things like this, but they choose to do it. And needless to say, oh, that's right, the motorcycle also has its own custom OST, because why the hell not, right? Bro, this car's doing that thing where it's like bouncing. I forget what it's called when, like, you know, people install the bouncy springs on their cars and stuff like that. But yeah, so just that's why, like, I think this game, there's just so many little details about it that they keep adding that are just so unnecessary to add, but they add them because it's cool, and there's no other reason, right? You just add it because it's cool. So personally, that's the type of, like, game devs that I like. You know, I really appreciate it when people do things like that, just for the sake of making something that looks cool, just because, you know, they want to. So anyway, now let's actually talk a bit more about the game, a bit more comprehensive of a review for kind of my initial impressions of Neverness to Everness. And we're gonna do a few things. So yeah, like the hydraulic wheels and stuff, and I think, like, some of them have, like, a feature where they can make it bounce. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a car junkie guy at all, okay? So but this game's getting me into cars, and I don't even like cars that much. But no, you cannot kill NPCs. So like I said, this game is not like GTA, like, to that level. You can harass and attack NPCs where the cops will go after you, but unfortunately, well, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, you can't kill things like NPCs, dogs, or whatever, but you can cause plenty of property damage. So the game is definitely not meant to be, like, rated M for mature or anything like that. It's more meant to be rated, like, I would say T for teen. There's some alcohol use in the game, but that's about, like, as, you know, extreme as it gets in that regard. So you can't steal, like, straight up steal a vehicle, but you can use your cop status to requisition vehicles and temporarily borrow them like that, right? So you can kind of be the cop that you are and just do that. But you can't just, like, full on steal a vehicle from what I've seen. I mean, maybe you can. My friend said you can steal from the shops. I tried stealing from the shops, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I would like to steal from the shops because I don't have enough money in this game. Is this NPC frozen? Oh, no, she's just stretching. But yeah, the NPCs are quite stylish as well. So, you know, I definitely appreciate that. Yo, oh, this guy's security for something, right? Like, dang. He protecting this burger joint. Ain't no one else getting that fiery burger. Not when he's on watch. Holy cow. All right. High security burger joint. So, anyway. Okay. So, let's dive into a bit of a review. And I'm actually going to turn off the music for this section because I want to kind of get through each of these things. Unfortunately, I won't be showing, like, everything in game. Hopefully one of my editors can kind of take the review and then actually put proper B-roll and stuff to it. But we'll see, right? I'll ask him. And hang on, let me pull up a few things here. So we've got some bullet points, and I've never actually really tried this before, just, like, kind of record a video, like, live-ish. So this isn't going to be scripted or anything. It's just going to be me kind of rambling about the game based on a few bullet points. So hopefully you guys will be fine with that. Again, something I haven't tried before. So let's see. Let me answer a few questions first. You just walk up to certain items and then you're able to steal. I see. Is that what I was doing? I was just taking their fruit and stuff? Oh, man. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. But is the bike exclusive to this character? Yes and no. So the bike is, you buy the bike like the other vehicles in the game, but only Hathor, out of all the other characters that I've tested, I haven't tested every character, but only Hathor, this girl right here, also has a bike riding animation. Okay, so far, not all the characters can ride all the vehicles, but Hathor can indeed ride the motorcycle. So her and the MC has animations for every vehicle. Maybe they'll add animations for every character on every vehicle. Personally, that'd be great, right? For example, you can't make her ride on this motorcycle, right? She'll automatically switch to the MC, and you also can't make her, for example, drive this car. I mean, she looks a little young to be driving anyway, right? So that kind of makes sense. You don't really want children driving, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a video game, so it doesn't matter. But I'm getting sidetracked. The vehicles are free so far. I haven't figured out how to make them look cool yet. That's one thing I really hope to figure out. But so far, I haven't figured out how to make them look cool. But I have not been progressing. I've been just doing stuff in the game, and that's what's been kind of taking my time with the game. And will I play the quest with including Baitong today? Hopefully we'll get through some story. We'll see where Destiny takes us, because in this game I just keep getting sidetracked, right? I can't stop and just focus on what I'm supposed to do. All right, let's start off the day one review and okay. Yeah, let's start off with the first impressions and review of Neverness to Everness Closed Beta 2. And just as a heads up, this video is not sponsored at all. This is just my honest opinions about the game after playing it for many hours now. Of course, I'd say I'm about 8 hours into the game, so definitely still very early game as far as gacha games are concerned. This would be technically like day 2 of login for the game, but these, I did have a lot of experience with closed beta 1 to draw a lot of comparisons to and to kind of comment on what was improved or not. And I haven't seen this idol yet for her. She actually, she's reading a book in the middle of the street. So, okay, that was one of the points I wanted to get to later. But the next thing is this closed beta definitely improved a lot on the storytelling. Because one of the big issues I had with the previous closed beta was not only, well, I guess I couldn't really understand most of the story because it was all in Chinese from what I remember, but they also added some critical cutscenes and world building, as well as those cutscenes effectively setting the stakes for the game. And because of that, let's actually hit escape for now, because yeah, the sound effects are pretty distracting. But because of that, the story felt a lot more fleshed out, and it is a massive improvement. It's still quite confusing in all honesty, but fortunately they didn't give us too many giant lore dumps all at the beginning, and for the most part, even someone like me who is terrible with stories was able to keep up with roughly what was going on. Basically, you guys are part of like an anomaly hunting agency that, well, just deals with anomalies that appear to disrupt and even cause some major issues in day-to-day life in the world of Neverness to Everness. So the story is pretty lighthearted with some serious stakes is how I would describe it, and we're just gonna have to see how the story goes. Personally, I'm enjoying the story, but certainly not the guy to go to for an assessment on how good a story is. Now, the next thing about the game, and just kind of a general overview of the game with like what you do in it. Well, you use your characters, then you kind of go through town and you complete commissions and stuff like this. And you also combat anomalies in the game, where we can see here that, for example, if we click on this, we can go through the overworld tackling these anomaly challenges. And so far, none of these anomaly challenges have really been the same with another one. All of them have felt a bit different, a bit weird, a bit unique. And that is one big strength of the game, is that you are able to have a lot of unique experiences and boss fights with the game. And besides that, while you're not dealing with anomalies, you are exploring this pretty large city, all things considered. And this, of course, is just the very first area that we've encountered in the game. And what's actually somewhat impressive slash concerning, really depends on, which side of the coin you land on here, is that this city and the entire open world, at least that, I've experienced so far, is about 30 to 35 gigabytes of space on PC. So we're going to have to see how it does on mobile in terms of storage and stuff like that. But that's the perfect segue to talk about the next point that I really wanted to talk about, which is the game's performance. So my computer is a pretty solid computer because I am a content creator. So, I did invest into a good computer for that purpose. And my computer has an NVIDIA RTX 4090 as well as, a lot of RAM. I think 64 gigabytes is this PC's, as well as a pretty decent processor. Is an Intel i9 14900K? I'm probably misremembering it. I should have looked it up before the video, but oh well, I just kind of forget. But basically, it is a pretty high-end gaming PC, and I'm running this on FHD, I believe, so not full resolution, and we are also running this on 60 FPS. And from what I've noticed, typically the first time you load the game, you'll notice some stuttering as the game pretty much preloads and renders assets as you're playing the game. And that's one thing about Neverness to Everness, is that it has very few loading screens. I'm assuming that a lot of the loading is occurring as you approach certain points. And the game does have some minor performance issues. Even on my PC, you can see textures occasionally being kind of rendered in, appearing out of nowhere, especially if you go really fast. Whoa there, that guy trying to kill me. But we can see here that I'm not sure it's going to be too apparent right now, but sometimes you'll notice textures pop in and out, and that's kind of natural if you're going, you can see some of the trees popping in and out in the background. But overall though, despite that, I typically don't notice those things as I'm playing. And personally, I think the game looks fantastic, although I believe due to some kind of the rendering stuff and the speed that I'm going at, you can see that NPCs aren't really, cars and vehicles aren't really spawning as frequently as they likely would otherwise. And there's lots of little details. You can see that the pavement is wet. So this is the power of Unreal Engine 5, which the game is built on. You can see a lot of modern graphics, technology and stuff. A lot of this does look kind of like stuff out of the box for Unreal Engine 5. But, it's kind of to be expected with a game that's, one of the few games that are going to be released on the all-new game engine, right? And you can see a lot of new games that are being made with Unreal Engine 5, or at the very least a couple off the top of my head, have this urban aesthetic, because it's likely that these types of games and this type of urban structure and stuff works really well with Unreal Engine 5 technology. So I don't really know that much about game dev, but that's my initial understanding of it. Overall, the performance of this game is great on my PC, but even then, you can still notice a few issues here and there, which is to be expected, along with, just stuff like that. Now, the game also has a lot of different NPCs, right? I've never seen these two NPCs before, and here they are. And we even have, kind of the mom with the tacky leopard print sweater. And is that her husband? Oh, that's pretty sweet. I think they're shopping, or maybe they're arguing. Oh no. We might be witnessing a divorce happening in real time. But a family drama aside, we'll let those two kind of get to their business. But there's a lot of NPCs that add a lot of liveliness to the world. And in fact, you are able to enter and exit buildings and stuff, which, I'm actually not sure if there are any that we can enter right next to us. But the immersion is different, and it just feels different in this game due to the lack of loading screens, due to the incredible transitions, how I describe them. The game, you really feel immersed in the city, like you are part of the city, and it's not like a bunch of instant loading zones. So the overworld and the fact that the open world here, I feel like they did a great job, or, at the very least, what they have so far. So let's see what else for the game performance. Now, I am concerned about the game's performance on mobile, as well as controlling it on mobile, but I am not good at mobile controls or gaming in general, right? I'm way more used to controller and keyboard, as well as mouse and keyboard as well as controller, in comparison to mobile controls. So yeah. And the next thing is that Picking up random items in the overworld appears to be based on the ping, and that makes a lot of sense because the game doesn't want you just like, if that was client side, you know, you're just going to grab whatever and make an infinite amount of copies of whatever. But it appears that combat seems to be client based, or at least client first. And it's likely that, you know, I don't really know the machinations of how their APIs work, but I'm assuming combat occurs here on the client and then it gets sent over to the servers to verify that you're not cheating and stuff like that. But that means that swapping is instant and snappy. Attacks are responsive. Damage numbers are responsive. That was one big point of feedback that I provided them in the previous beta, was that the combat was basically unplayable for me because it was connected to the CN servers with the first closed beta. And because of that, the ping was like 200-300 or whatever. I mean, it was god awful. I'd hit the enemy, the number would appear after I go make a sandwich or something. And in this case, though, all the numbers are pretty much instant. So client side primary combat features is a huge W for this game. This also means that phones on cellular networks and things like that will have a much smoother combat experience, and that's when ping matters. It's with combat, right? Like when you pick up an item, who cares about the ping in comparison unless you're picking up hundreds of items all the time, which you are not in this game. This game doesn't like shower you with tons of random monster bits and loot. No, this game, you know, maybe you'll steal an apple from a vendor or steal, you know, like something else from someone else that left it on the ground, or open a chest or something like that, which is nothing compared to, for example, the amount of pickups that you would get in many other games, or even like ARPG games, like for example Diablo. You know, this is just raining loot, or Path of Exile. No. But don't worry, ping side item pickup works fine in my opinion due to the scarcity of it, as well as client side combat is a massive improvement, and I'm really glad that they took that feedback into account. I don't want to take credit for that because I'm sure hundreds, thousands of people have put that in as feedback, but that was one big pain point that I had. So that's a huge W for the game. Now, let's talk about the stuff that you can do in Neverness to Everness. Frankly, there's just not enough time in the day for me to do everything I want to in the game. For example, let's actually just go and take a quick drive over to my coffee shop. And let's where's my coffee shop? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm still familiarizing myself with the UI. So I think it's in dashboard. Is it my property? Oh, right here. Yes. Yeah, so here's my coffee shop. Man, they are slacking. They're barely making any money. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, so we're going to track this. And the thing is that this game really just has a lot to do in it, ranging from opening coffee shops to just exploring the overworld and just driving around. Personally, you know, like every time I try to actually accomplish something, I end up getting a very oh my god. Get off my bike. And then just random insanity will just happen like this. Where now you're just like, oh my god, what happened? So it's pretty hard to focus on what you need to do because just so many goofy things will constantly happen in this game. And personally, I find the bugs, if you even want to count them that, but I find the physics and the bugs and stuff to be highly amusing and entertaining to me personally. I know it's not for everyone, and this is a good time to point out, yes, this game definitely has bugs, and some very silly things will happen in your gameplay experience. But me, you know, I'm the type to laugh at things like this versus like, I don't know, get like frustrated or find it, you know, uncharming or whatever it might be, right? Or kind of think the game is bad because of it, right? Because I feel like it adds some charm in its own right. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and... Okay, so see, I was telling you guys the motorcycle has horrific steering. And I was not exaggerating. I'm not this bad with other cars, okay? I promise you it's the motorcycle. When you guys get the motorcycle, you will see what I'm talking about, okay? You will see. Turn! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm already having... I'm stuck! Okay, there we go. We unstuck. We unstuck my motorcycle. So this game is just obviously, you know, it's just a hoot. Wait, where's the navigation? Okay, I think we just turn around and then we turn around here, and then we take a left, and then we take 2 lefts, or you know, 2 blocks over, and we should get to my coffee shop. There we go. Wait, no, that's not my coffee shop. That's the neighboring shop. I'm sorry, neighbors. Here's my coffee shop. Right here. So, like I said, there's plenty of stuff to do in this game, right? Like, oh, actually, I don't know what to do here. Uh-oh. The game freeze? Oh, no, not quite. Not quite. Good. That's good. So, anyway, we've opened our coffee shop here where you can perform shop management duties. You can assign employees as well. And you can, you know, earn revenue like this. And this is a type of, you know, basically city currency where you can purchase a lot of city-related items with this. And, for example, we can even improve recipes, stuff like this. And you can also stock up your resources, which there's actually a restock button where I guess I'll withdraw. And then we restocked. Okay, so I can't really showcase this. But, for example, okay, let's make a different item. Like if we make this tomato and croissant, then we can actually click restock, where you could go out and shop yourself. You can like go out to the vendors, buy tomatoes, buy fresh eggs, or you can just, you know, Uber deliver this, like a Instacart deliver this. They will charge a premium fee to deliver the raw materials to your shop. So did they have to add this level of realism where you actually have to, you know, use Uber Eats or whatever to restock your items? No, they did not, but they decided that they were going to. So yeah, so let's just do it right now. So we can deliver this many fawns for 48 hours of production for these items, and just like that, you know, we will have we'll be able to make 507 of the items per hour or whatever, right? So highly unnecessary details that they include for the sake of it. And that's what this game is all about. It's all about all these little details that they have implemented into the game that just add so much depth to what you can do in Neverness to Everness. Now, as you probably saw me earlier in the last stream, every time I would try to drive anywhere, I'd be distracted, whether it was by fighting an anomaly or picking up one of the birds, the Oculus, because that's just the way the game is. The exploration is designed in a way where you actually do have to drive around the city. Teleport waypoints do, of course, exist, but they are spaced far enough where vehicles are going to be a very important part of transit in order for you to get from location A to location B. And while you are transiting, especially in your first couple, you know, tours through the city, as you go through to various parts of the city, you are going to be stopping at a lot of places to deal with various events and things like that. And I do expect that to kind of course, taper off as, you know, the game, as you play the game more, obviously. Although we will see how they handle events and stuff like that, because there is a ton of potential for killer events in this game that frankly you can't really put in any of the other gacha games that are out there. Like you could, for example, have various I don't know, like parade events. You could have various city related events. You could have the possibilities are endless. You could have conventions. Like imagine if they added like anime conventions or something like that. Like that would be absolutely insane. And that's where the potential comes from, having this type of urban environment and this type of sandbox for the developers to work with. And personally, I have high hopes for them, because if you can't tell, they've already put a ton of passion into all the little details, and I'm certain they are going to add way more stuff when it comes to just the stuff that you can do in the day-to-day activities for the game. And we have Caesar King right here. Yes. And let's see, what other notes do I have for stuff to do? Okay, so... All right, so yes, let's go ahead and stop by a car shop. Okay, so where are we? There are car shops throughout the city, which I will find, I promise. It's a little hard. I'm not quite that familiar with the UI, so you're gonna have to forgive me. There's some car shops around. Oh, okay, they're blue. They're blue. That helps. They're blue. Was it this one? What? No. This one, right? Off-road. Interesting. Oh, okay. Now I want to show you guys the place that I got my motorcycle from. That one had some sick cars. Was it this one? Century old luxury sports car. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it's this one. Let's track it, and we'll head over. Yeah, it's a short drive. It's a short drive. We'll just drive on over. But you guys can see here, there's a lot of stuff to do. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Okay, we're gonna take this right. Oh man. Oh yeah, the motorcycle. So it's got some pretty rough controls, I will say that. The other vehicles control a bit better than this one. But I like the motorcycle, so I'm sticking with it. Can I even drive? What are you talking about? I'm driving. All right, let's go. I'm gonna try not to crash, okay? No promises. So we're gonna use sidewalks to advantage, because there are no cars on the sidewalks, and you pass right through pedestrians. See? So fortunate. Oh, there's a bird. I missed it. Oh well. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna go to the car shop. Oh gosh. Yeah. That's fine. That's what cars are for. Almost there. Almost there, and we made it. That's a good parking spot. So we can just go in. And what I was saying was basically the game has a ton of collectibles when it comes to the city life and interacting with city assets. So if we just go ahead and take a look at, for example, the vehicles that they offer. Oh, they only offer this one. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed here. But we can see this one costs 1.28 million to buy this like Hummer-like vehicle, or maybe it's kind of like modeled after the G-Wagon or something like that. So definitely an expensive car. And we can see here that that's all the money I have. So certainly far off from purchasing that luxury SUV. And for example, there are luxury apartments that you can purchase. There are luxury cars that you can purchase, all of which I am way too of a broke-ass bitch to afford at the moment. But hopefully the beta will give us plenty of city currency, and we'll make a decent amount of money as we play the game more to unlock more of these assets. And speaking of this motorcycle here, speaking of this motorcycle, so I love motorcycles, especially in like games. And you know, when I hit my midlife crisis, I plan to get a motorcycle, but we'll see. My wife doesn't want me to, just due to safety concerns. But you know, like some of my favorite characters are like Wario, because that dude rocks a motorcycle like no other. But anyway, I spent all my money on this motorcycle. Now I can't even afford an apartment. So better to have cool wheels than to have a place to live. Am I right? Am I right, everyone? So hang on. Let me actually move. Let's move my motorcycle really quick. I want to try something a little bit different while I keep yapping. Here we go. Okay, my motorcycle went somewhere. So now the cars are moving. All right, we're gonna hitch. we're gonna hitch a ride on this car as we keep talking. And hang on, I'm actually gonna turn down the game sounds a little bit as I go to my next point. So we'll turn down sound effects and voice a bit. Actually, just the master volume. That's easy. There we go. That's easy. That's easier. But you can just do so many dumb things in this game, and that's what I love about it. Right? The game does not take you. The game does not take itself seriously, and because of that, it's not like, oh, everything has to be perfect and realistic. No. If you want to be a waifu standing on top of some other person's luxury cars they drive through the city, you can do it. And it's that freedom of resinless activities that I feel like Neverness to Everness really nails, and it really sets it apart from a lot of other games that I've played, where it either feels a lot more restrictive or, you know, just doesn't have the same open world element that Neverness to Everness has. So, yep, plenty of stuff to do, a ton of really nice collectibles, whether it's vehicles, luxury apartments, luxury furniture and designs, all of which I believe should be farmable with the secondary currency, which is, the money that I showed you. I think they're called fawns in this game. So that is the stuff to do in the overworld, and personally, I can't stop having a blast doing it. So next, let's actually talk about combat. And combat is a bit of a tricky subject in this game because it is both a strength as well as one of the game's weak points. And right now, I'm not going to show you like combat as I yap about it here, but hopefully they'll grab some proper B-roll and stuff because it takes too much time and stuff to kind of set up the combat to express the points that I want to make. But how would I describe combat in Neverness to Everness? The combat is definitely clearly action combat, and to me, I believe it is most similar to Honkai Impact 3rd, and it definitely has sprinkled elements from Genshin, Zenless Zone Zero, and Wuthering Waves all into this game, and even a bit of Honkai Star Rail, but I have to actually look into that a bit more in terms of how break damage works in this game. Basically, in combat, enemies have a break bar underneath them, where once you break them, they take some break damage, and they also get stunned for some time. So a combination of Wuthering Waves and the break damage is kind of like, Honkai Star Rail. Oh, excuse me. And not only that, but now I can actually dive into just the UI to talk about it. But the game also has an elemental wheel system. And I wish it would tell us the names of these elements if you highlight them, because I sure as hell don't know the names of these elements. But basically, we have various elements. And so far, I'm not, an expert on how the elemental system works, whether certain enemies are very weak to other elements or not, which we will dive into a bit further on into the beta. Most likely for my final review of the game, I will talk about much more the nitty gritty of the combat as we figure out more details. But of course, right now, I'm in the very early game, so I'm still just goofing off. But we have various elements where when combined or triggering an Esper cycle, which frankly, I don't even know what an Esper cycle is yet. Maybe that's the name for the QTE. But basically, each of these will have different effects on the enemies when you trigger them as you mix up these elements. For example, when we mix up, for example, diamond, or I guess auric ink with light, then you get this effect where you slow the enemy's movement and attack speed, which decays over time, blah, 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 for 5 seconds. So we can see that there are a bunch of different elemental combinations, and some pretty cool things are that you can combine, over 2 elements, like even combine 3 elements, like Discord, for example, where this stuff will happen instead. And we can see just all the various effects, as well as various characters gaining some benefits when these effects trigger. So that's also very nice that they actually show the characters that are affected by these elemental reactions, making it easier for you to effectively team build for specific characters. So just some very nice quality of life, but you can see the various effects that are listed here in the game. And yeah, so when it comes to the elemental wheel, the way that the elemental wheel works is basically characters will fill up their concerto energy, is how I would describe it. And once the concerto energy, so this is kind of more like Wuthering Waves, once the concerto energy is full, you can QTE to another character, and they will do, for example, their intro attack or whatever the attack might be called. And characters have a basic attack, a skill, and an ultimate, as well as, is it called an NTE or something? Impact point designation, as well as their QTE or whatever, intro skill, whatever you want to call it, where they swap onto the field and do this stuff. And it appears that they have a similar kind of a talent breakdown to Genshin Impact, where they have 3 core abilities: basic, skill, ultimate, and then we also have an additional intro skill, plus I believe a couple passives. Is that what those are? And then finally, so that's kind of how combat works. And, we'll have the relevant footage as necessary. And of course, for you guys in the stream, I will be playing the game and you will see the combat yourself. Now, in terms of the way that the combat feels, okay, yeah. There's a couple more mechanics about the combat that are worth talking about. For example, the combat has some parry mechanics where the enemy will have a red ring, And when you attack them, you'll parry the enemy. It also has a couple other enemy-specific mechanics that, frankly, I'm not that familiar with. But there are some pretty debilitating status effects as well that the enemies can inflict. Like, for example, one of the fights, I was chained by the enemy, and that character literally could not be used until that character was unchained, either by breaking the enemy's bar or something, or maybe it just expired. I don't know exactly the mechanics behind it yet, but we can see that the game will likely implement some pretty harsh status effects against you. And at the moment, not really sure how to counter those things, but they could, of course, always go the route of we create a problem and then we sell you the solution, which hopefully that's not the route they take, but you never know. It is a gacha game and they try to make money, so we'll have to see how it goes. Now, let's see. Oh yeah. One issue that I do have with the game, okay, so there are a couple negatives I will say about the combat. One is that the combat does not feel quite as impactful or nearly as smooth as, for example, a game like Zenless Zone Zero or Wuthering Waves. The combat does feel more janky, and certain parts of character kits feel a bit unresponsive. So there's definitely that to take in mind. However, overall, the combat is a drastic improvement from Closed Beta 1. And personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to improve it as they work on developing the game some more. And when it comes to another issue with the combat that I have is that in the overworld, combat is very sparse. Because really from what I've seen in the overworld, you mainly just kind of deal with these specific, these specific anomaly incidents, where once you kind of clear them, maybe some respawn, maybe some don't, I don't know yet, but once you clear these, there's even less overworld anomalies to deal with. And even then, for the overworld anomalies, you actually have to go out of your way typically to find them and to combat them. So this isn't like Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves where they're just enemies littered everywhere. You know, you just go out of a town and there's some hilichurls ready to throw hands with you. Every single day you kill them and they come back the next day where you beat them up again. It's not like that. The city is an actual city, more so focused on people's lives and, you know, not like it being a host of... Seriously? Seriously? Okay, bro, that's your fault, man. Get your brakes checked, dude. But yeah, so combat in the overworld is pretty sparse in comparison. And most of the combat that you'll likely experience on a day-to-day basis is going to be more related to spending your stamina and things like that instead of mainly focusing on combat in the overworld. So instead, you know, that's just one thing to really keep in mind. For those of you who want more combat, that could be an issue. Okay. Now, the next topic I wanted to quickly cover is the gacha system. And the gacha system is pretty interesting in Neverness to Everness. Now, before we actually dive into what it kind of looks like, let's just talk simply about the rules and the rates. A big positive about Neverness to Everness, as well as many modern gacha games, because, you know, they are kind of latecomers to what I would describe as the Genshin space. They need to set themselves apart and be effectively more generous in order to appeal to the audience that, for example, just kind of sick of Genshin Impact pull rates or Honkai Star Rail pull rates and things like that. So characters have, for example, you are 100% guaranteed to get the featured 5-star S rank. Okay, they're S rank in this game. The featured S rank character. And in this case, we have Nanali as the featured S rank character. And we can see here that she is the only S rank character available in the gacha. And personally, I really hope that they keep this system where the S rank is going to be guaranteed for you. And from what I can tell, there's no like after you get this character, the next character is going to be a standard banner character. At the very least, if that's the case, it may be, but I'm not seeing it anywhere here. So that hopefully is not the case, and I think Arknight's Enfield is doing that type of system. At least they did in the closed beta that I played, but you know, not to throw Arknight's Enfield under the bus. That game is also going to be phenomenal in my opinion. But just as an example to compare, this game appears to just have a simple 100% S rank featured character system. Now, what about the rates themselves? For the S rank character, it appears to be, including all the pity and the funky mechanics that I will show you guys, it's going to be a 1.88% for the S rank characters. So basically on average, 1 every 50 whatever pulls, 53 pulls, you get an S rank character. That's my understanding. And those rates are actually pretty decent for a gacha game like this, all things considered, in my opinion. And when it comes to the total rates, like the hard pity, basically soft pity occurs at 70, and then hard pity occurs at 90. Appears to be what, appears to be how the rates work in this game. And finally, we of course have A rank agents and stuff like that, and A rank wenjins and weapons. And those things, I'm not really going to talk too much about, but something around 11.5% for an A rank weapon, and 11.3% for an A rank, 11.5% for an A rank character, and 11.3% for an A rank weapon, which means you have about 22.85% for any A rank pull, which seems pretty decent in comparison to other games and stuff like that. Now, what else in the item list I did want to see? Yeah, other items, we have solid dice, warp piece, lost pieces. So now let's actually take a look at the gacha itself. And the reason why I wanted to start with the rates is because despite how the presentation might seem, ultimately, I think this is just a different skin for effectively the same gacha system. And we are in the standard banner right now. But what's nice about this, I guess, is that it is a different visualization and a fun visualization of the gacha system. So it's not going to be like the exact same, okay, you just pull, and then, you just have some whatever animation, and then bam, here's what you got. No, this feels like you're playing a dice minigame, but considering the dice rolls are completely random and you have absolutely zero control of the outcome of the dice, you have no decision making besides, do I roll a dice or not? This is effectively the exact same as the other gacha systems in practice, just with a very unique presentation involved with it, gamifying the gacha pulls themselves. So yeah, a fun little system, but ultimately it's the same thing. Now, one interesting thing about this gacha system that is worth mentioning that is different from the others is that throughout the board, there's actually dice in it. And as you can see, you will get a dice refund in a way. If I do pull and it lands on this dice, I will get a dice refund. And you will also get star glitter, star dust, and opportunities to earn more star dust and star glitter as you run through, which kind of makes this, I would say, more full value friendly in comparison overall. But, we'd actually have to do the math for the star glitter and star dust and all that nonsense in order to actually make that conclusion. But my initial impressions are that this makes it more pull friendly because you will actually get a decent number of pulls refunded as you just, play through the board game and play through this dice. So because the rewards are a bit different, you get some pull refunds. It appears to be slightly more like, pull friendly in that sense. Now, in terms of those premium currencies, when you do pull, you will get warp pieces where you can exchange for dice. The solid dice, these red ones, are for the featured characters. These ones are for the standard banner characters, and this one is for the weapon banner. And speaking of which, we also have the weapon banner, which this game does quite differently. And this is where the weapon banner is pretty interesting. You have this Tiger Special up where it features whatever this thing is, and emotive characters only. Okay. So basically, one pull costs 80 of these keys, one pull costs 10 of these keys, and in 80 of these keys, you are guaranteed to obtain the featured S rank arc, the S rank arc, which is effectively the weapon of this game. And from what I can see, the keys appear to be easier to obtain overall in comparison to the other premium currency. Like, for example, in the Hunter Exchange, you can actually purchase a few of these. I don't know how frequently. Surely, okay. I mean, I don't want to buy it yet, but you can buy some here. You can also, while they are the same price in terms of Primogem cost, you can buy 20 of them from this shop with basically the star dust, right? With a more common full currency. So overall, these keys are going to be more common overall in comparison to the other two. But we don't really know the pull economy of the game as of yet, and it's irrelevant in the closed beta anyway until we get to like kind of the final open beta or closed beta or whatever it might be prior to the game's release. But hopefully that should give you an idea. From what I'm seeing so far, the gacha system is going to be significantly more generous than any of the other gacha games that I cover on my channel or have covered on my channel, like for example, Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves. This gacha system does appear to be better than all of those in terms of a direct like pull to obtaining the characters that you want ratio. And that's great because as more of a latecomer, hey, where did my ride go? Oh, okay, well we'll hit you ride with the taxi then. Because yeah, that's great. As a latecomer, the game is definitely going to have to do something like that to set itself apart. So, and I'm glad to see that it is taking the proper steps to improve the gacha to kind of entice new players. All right, so the next thing to talk about is what about account progression? I kind of touched upon this a little bit, but let's go into a bit more detail. So account progression is divided into two main facets. We have the first facet, which is what all of us are much more familiar with. It is the character pixels facet. This is your resin, this is your stamina, this is your battery, whatever you want to call it. And this energy here is used to farm for resources that power up your characters. So everything from leveling them up will cost this resource, as well as ascending them, as well as leveling up your weapon. So anything that makes your character hit harder, then you're going to have to spend those pixels or your resin in order to do so. And let's see. Except for constellation. So when it comes to powering up a character, for example, you have the levels, which works very similarly to Genshin Impact and all those other games where you level up to a break point at which you can ascend those characters. And you also level up the weapon in the exact same way. You will farm essential materials for the weapon as well as provide it EXP in order to ascend. And the weapons can be refined up to level 5, I believe. I haven't tried pushing any weapon above level 5, but I'm assuming that's the case. Maybe there's more steps to it, but we'll find out. I don't think there is, but we'll find out. And then the artifact system works like this. And currently I only have one artifact right here on this character. And basically it is a Tetris game. As you unlock more of the X's, you'll have more space to put Tetris pieces. And what's crazy about the artifacts in this game is that they have a massive RNG advantage in that you can see the stats on it before you level it up. So that means when you farm an artifact, you don't have to invest a ton of EXP resources into it, and instead you will know the substats. And if you like what you see, you can level up that artifact and use it. If you don't like what you see, just don't level it up. So while the substat rolls are indeed random, you don't know what you're going to get until you get the artifact. But after you get the artifact, then you will know the substats as well as the main stat if that changes. I'm assuming it does. But you will know the stats on the thing, and you can decide whether or not you want to invest into it or not. And there's also another artifact system right here, which I haven't unlocked yet, but we'll dive into that a bit more later. If I remember correctly, it worked very similarly to how these things worked. But yeah, there are some set combinations as well that you'll have to keep in mind. But obviously right now, I can't really show that. But in my opinion, that is another huge W when it comes to limiting the RNG involved with your gameplay experience. Which, let's be real, Genshin Impact finally kind of realized this is a problem in their game. And they're finally implementing things to combat artifact RNG because people have just kind of had enough of years and years of farming for artifacts for all of them to turn out like crap. So now they've added artifact rerolls, they've added the artifact transmuter. The way that the direction of the gacha gaming industry is going is that people are sick and tired of too much RNG in their daily grind and they want immediate gratification. I do too. And I just want to get decent artifacts. They don't have to be freaking perfect, okay? But I just want decent artifacts as I play the game. And if I want to keep grinding to min-max them, I can. But at the very least, I can at least get some decent ones in the meantime, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's a major W for the artifact system. But of course, we will have to see the artifact economy in terms of how many artifacts we can get per day. things like that. We don't fully know the answers to that until perhaps the end of this closed beta, or I will have a more comprehensive report for that. Now, the next major W, this is player-friendly moment, is this. I have to show you guys this because I'm so excited that they added this to the game. Every single time Genshin Impact asks for feedback and I bother to fill it out, I always ask for this one thing. And what is this one thing? Constellations. So we have constellations in this game. I've activated, let's just activate all of them for this guy. I have 5 constellations. And now that I've activated 5 constellations, let's say I want to just test out some gameplay without the constellation. Like, let's say, you know, my friend says, oh, I suck. Oh, you're nothing in this game without constellations. Well, guess what, punk ass bitch? I can just click remove. There's a remove constellation button. Hang on, I gotta move chat. Okay. You see this? There is a remove constellation button, and you can just remove any one that you don't want. I don't like Constellation 3. I don't like the way that this guy's face looks in Constellation 3. I'm just going to turn it off. I can just turn it off. That's it. And you can turn it back on. Anytime you can turn on and off your constellation, and you can turn any of them on or off that you so choose to, or that you so desire. So if I don't like Constellation 4, but I like Constellation 5, then I can just turn off Constellation 4, whatever I said. I don't even remember what I said. Did I say I like this one and dislike? It doesn't matter because I can just turn it on and off just like that. And that is such a W. This is so player-friendly moment because I got to be completely honest. I think this will also help their sales because one big issue I have, and for example, games like all of the other ones, is that sometimes I don't actually want to whale. And why is that? Because I cannot turn off my constellations for whether it's just because I want a challenge or to, be more relatable to other players or to write guide content. Now, for my perspective, it's a little different since I am a content creator, right? But regardless, this gives player choice. And when it gives player choice, even if not everyone utilizes the feature, not everyone cares about, Bennett's Constellation 6 ruining their account or whatever it might be, the fact that they added this at all for player choice is such a W. This is so player-friendly moment, and I cannot believe that one of these gacha games has finally added this feature. So I'm super happy about that personally, and honestly, it is difficult for me to put in words just how incredible a feature it is, and you can see some graphical glitches in the background. Right, so the game definitely has some... Oh, maybe it assumes that since you're moving forward, it starts to unrender things in the background. Or, it realizes that stuff's not important. So we can start to, make it lower resolution, things like that. I don't know. I don't know what the mechanics are behind the game engine, but that's cool. Sorry. I was just nerding out and analyzing stuff that's just very not relevant to the topic at hand. So I apologize about that in advance. And there's more to character progression than that. There are a few other things that look very W. This is so player friendly. And if we actually look at the bonds, you can progress your relationship with a character by giving them gifts. In this case, I spent a lot of money gifting these dolls to Mint because there's a reward that I'm really interested in, and it is a pajama, Mint pajama. So I'm curious if this is an exclusive outfit, a comfy yet stylish pajama design perfect for listening to bedtime stories with friends. So does this mean that we are getting alternate costumes for these characters, and many of these characters, in this case pajama costumes, for free? So perhaps Neverness to Everness will include free skins and a decent amount of free skins for many characters. Like, for example, she also has pajamas that you can unlock. Does she? She has a pumpkin magic costume. And what about Chongyun? Do you have any? I didn't even check him. Let's see. No, he doesn't. But I guess not every character does, but some do, right? And we're going to have to see how they handle costumes and cosmetics in this game. But frankly, if these costumes are free, then that's going to be incredible to see. And I think that's another W. This is player-friendly moment. The game is not holding punches when it comes to just adding this stuff that players are going to enjoy. And I feel like from a design perspective, they're prioritizing player enjoyment and monetization second. But of course, you know, it's still a gacha game. It's still predatory by nature because of that factor. But still, these are all things that they did not have to add because the bar has been set by other industry standards like Genshin Impact, etc., where, you know, you don't have to add this stuff to get away with making a game that will succeed and print lots of money. But here they are, they're adding this stuff, and that is great and fantastic to see. Okay, so I think that covers it from a character progression perspective. And the next side of progression is, as I've kind of touched upon, it is the city progression. And let's see, let's actually go over to the luxury apartments really quick. I think it is over here, Leon Estate Group. So we're going to go over here. We're going to take a short break from yapping and we're going to commute over. Let's go ahead and commute on over here. So yeah, teleport waypoints are one of the few times you will see loading screens. I actually forgot to talk about that because there's so many points to talk about, but there are very few loading screens in this game, which is incredibly impressive in my opinion. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, if you can't tell, you know, I've been having a blast with it. I cannot stop playing it. All of my friends that have gotten into the game also cannot stop playing it, and that's an important thing to point out, is that the game for some people might not look as fun as it feels. Okay? And that's a big difference. The game feels a lot more fun to play, in my opinion, than I expected, right? Than I expected. There's just something about this combination that just works. And yeah, you can see there are some issues with like hitboxes and things like that. Oh, I think it's because it's treating it like a car. So the way to get onto it is where you're supposed to get onto it like a car would. Okay. I apologize for my poor turn radius. Okay, I'm on a motorcycle. Okay, you actually have to slam the brakes to turn properly on this thing. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Almost there. Wait, did I pass it? I passed it. This is like IRL driving where you just have to find the place that you're looking for. Is it over here? Okay, we're going by foot for the rest of it. Let's go. But yeah, we also have progression on the city side. And there's a lot of progression here to really target. And you can see here, for example, my next goal is to actually afford an apartment where you can get a nice little apartment with various furniture, and you can keep upgrading your apartment. I mean, look at how nice these penthouses are starting to look as you upgrade, and look at how expensive. 7.8 million monies. Holy cow, it's going to take some time. And finally, 28.8 million for those city grinders and the Sims. That's it. The Sims gamers that want to get all the way up to this point and purchase the nicest apartment or house or whatever this might be. A villa. Is it a whole villa? Like, do you get the whole freaking house? Oh, that's sick. We could probably even do a property tour. Like, we could just go there and check it out, honestly, since it's on the overworld. But yeah. So for example, you can save up and work up towards buying a really nice penthouse. And this progression system is a completely different path. Everything I mentioned about the characters used a completely different currency and stamina system, which is this stamina. But for the overworld progression stuff, you have to work on, for example, opening up your shops, which right here, you can open up various different shops like this, and these will all provide you with some revenue. You can open up, for example, you can also do daily commissions and delivery quests where you drive around and you literally deliver cargo for various NPCs where you spend city stamina. So a unique stamina resource just for city mechanics. And you will be able to progress on two different basically paths. For players that really care about combat, of course, they will be more focused on that. And for players that care about upgrading their bling, their property, their vehicles, their cars, they might care a bit more about the city side of things. And In the early game, you know, you only have so much time in the day to commit to one or the other because both actually do take a decent amount of time. So we're going to have a bit more of a discrepancy with various player progress. However, past the, I would say, early mid-game, you should be able to handle both at the same time where players can, you know, definitely do both. So, yeah. That's just another way that this game kind of gives you different things to do is in the two different parallel paths that you can focus on and that you can upgrade. For example, character versus city progression. Okay, so let's talk a bit about character design in this game. Now, you've probably already seen a decent number of NPCs that I think are pretty good for NPCs, right? Like these are actual human beings that you might see in the real world just walking along. There are, of course, repetitive designs. For example, we saw another girl wearing the king shirt earlier, but you know, the world is lively. The NPCs are dynamic, and while they do repeat, you feel like it's, you know, the NPCs are pretty well designed. We even have a delivery man here. And in terms of the actual playable character designs, they definitely still put a lot of decent effort. Some of the designs are quite original in my opinion. Or okay, maybe it's not that original. Like you guys can probably tell me better whether you've seen characters kind of from this. And also other characters are not very original. Like, let's be real. I think this character resembles the female trailblazer from Honkai Star Rail in multiple ways, both whether it's in her stoic personality with occasional lighthearted jokes and things like that. Or for example, this character who, let's be honest, looks a lot like Yishuan. Okay, in fact, this character looks so much like Yishuan, even her auric ink elemental icon looks just like it. Okay, so which came first, Yishuan or Hathor? I don't know. But either way, I feel like the resemblance between the two is pretty significant. And not only that, but they gave her a motorcycle for her attacks. So it's just kind of funny. But yeah, other characters, in my opinion, I haven't really seen as much in terms of like design-wise. Like she has kind of the typical like One-sama or whatever you want to call it design. But like her design itself, I can't like say, oh, she looks just like whatever character from insert anime here. But if we take a look at some of the other characters, we have Mint, who, while I would say a generic cat girl, does feel like she has her own thing. We also have Welt at home. He even has a cane that he utilizes. We have Lycon from Temu.com, who, yeah, not really, you know, my thing, but he exists. And of course, we have the token Chi-Chi of the game, although in combat she operates more like Kazuha or Venti because she sucks up enemies and groups them up. And then we have the kind of the token husbando character who, you know, hopefully the ladies will appreciate. And yeah, in terms of character design and stuff and utilization, for example, let's grab a few of them. We have, for example, Lycon, we have Batgirl, we have her as well, and we have Hathor. And, oh, oops, I need to deploy the team. I make the same mistake in the other games as well, where I set the team up and then I don't switch to it. But anyway, various characters have different exploration abilities. This guy's abilities focus on his shadow combat. And look at this. He can turn into a shadow. I thought he could climb as a shadow. Oh yeah, he can. He can even climb up various buildings. So he's very good at climbing because he can turn into a shadow and climb up structures. So various characters do have different exploration capabilities. For example, she can turn into a bat, where she loses stamina very quickly. Oh god. Where she's kind of able to fly around. And finally, we have her, where she can ride on her little monster thing. And she'll even eat overworld items. So you can play like, you know, that whole.io game with her, where you're just eating various things in the overworld, mailboxes, light posts, you name it, she'll eat it. So just a very fun little detail that they added. And for example, Hathor, well, she doesn't have any unique exploration capabilities with her character. She is the only one that I'm aware of that can also ride motorcycles. So that is kind of her exploration capabilities. Sorry, so you can see that Neverness to Everness will add a lot of different individual character, personality traits and flair when it comes to how they explore, how you interact with them in the overworld. And to me, that is just a lot of fun because, yeah, those things are just fun to do in any video game. Oh, right. And we can see here the weather. We now have a very wet Hawthorne. You can see some various texture changes as well. You can see that her clothes here is significantly more glossy as well. Yeah, so just various texture changes and things like that, thanks to weather effects as well as the ground now being wet, along with some additional, like water-related physics. So yeah, there's also snow, but I haven't unlocked the snow yet. All right, so that covers it for the characters. Let's finally just talk about kind of my overall opinion and view on Neverness to Everness. There have been significant improvements since closed beta 1, and there's no question about that. You can clearly tell that the devs have been working hard on improving the game and bringing this to a market-ready state. And personally, I expect the game to get even better, more things to do, more polish, probably less bugs. Me personally, I'll be a little sad when there are less bugs, but understandably so. They should remove what bugs they can from the game. And yeah, the game definitely has bugs, but again, they'll work on that, I'm sure. And as a reminder, this video is not sponsored. This is my honest feeling about the game. I just actually genuinely enjoy it. I cannot put it down. And hopefully the game will be fun for you guys whenever it comes out. And let's see. One last thing about the game is the final factor, I believe, in determining whether the game will, be perceived well or not is how they handle pull currency, as well as how they handle, how much you need to grind, how they respect your time. All of these things are variables that, of course, I alone cannot answer. The closed beta will also not be able to answer, and only time will tell. So, yeah, that's my first impressions and review of Neverness to Everness. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below, and hopefully my editor can take it from here. And okay, how long did that take? That felt really long, in all honesty. Yeah, that's a bit long, but we'll see if they can chop it down. We'll see if they can chop it down. But yeah, okay. So let's see. Oh man, I haven't looked at chat at all. Oh yeah, you can glide as well. That's right. Okay, we got some people calling Genshin losers here. Look, man, different people are going to play whatever games they enjoy, and there is no problem with that. I still like Genshin a lot. Let's see, what else do we have here? Genshin mid. Has to have diverse audiences when it comes to gacha. But yeah, okay. All right, let's actually play the game finally. Oh, we can finally play the game a bit. So let's see. Yeah, so you can buy various resources here, like water, and I think you can use these as gifts for various people. Yeah, it even says gifts, right? But I am too broke to purchase that stuff. Right now, I have to prioritize. I am so glad I'm not the only one that cannot drive in this game. The NPCs are absolutely terrible at driving. Like, bro, this isn't even because of me. Right? Like, y'all just did this on your own, okay? Y'all just did this on your own. So, okay, let's go ahead and do some combat. I'm going to reset a few settings in the game. Let's turn on the music. Okay. And I'm going to turn down my personal volume as well. There we go. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can see that she has a different animation after her N1. Oh, okay. Different animations for her N2. Like, I'm talking about the recovery animation. N3? Okay, let's try N4. Alright, yeah, they've been adding some additional physics, I feel like. Okay, and we also have our heavy attack. Okay, heavy attack's animation is a bit... Oh, I'm sorry, lady. Well, let me go take it over here. Heavy attack's animation is a bit less interesting there. I forgot to talk about the cop system, too. Oh, man, that's a shame. Oh, wow, she didn't even charge her E, just like Yishuan. Whoa. Okay, that's a pretty big charge. That's so funny. She's so much like Yishuan, it's not even funny. Actually, I just said it was fun. Whatever, guys. You know what I mean. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually do some quests finally. How do I do quests? Is it here? Track quest. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's finally progress a bit. I'm going to skip the story because I think I actually do need to just start focusing on progression now. I got a pretty decent understanding of the story, and I'm going to have to replay the story anyway, so... and you guys can also enjoy the story too on like when you have the time, like when the game comes out. So can we let me on? Thank you very much. Okay. Oh man, I really have to practice steering on this thing. The turn radius is absolutely atrocious on the motorcycle, and I spent all my money on it, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Okay. Where's the bird? All the way up there. Oh my gosh. Alright, hang on. I think we bring the doggo for this. Okay. Can you just climb all the way up to the top? Or am I going to run out of stamina? Oh, there's the bird. I see it. Yo! Alright, doggo for the win. Okay. Yeah, he definitely can't ride the motorcycle. As expected. Yeah, anyway, let's keep going. We're heading to the main quest. Oh, it's right above us. Okay. We'll get there eventually. I will say, his dash, from a physics standpoint, it's basically Mona's dash done right. Because, yeah, he just slimes up various walls and stuff like that. Is this part of the main story now? Okay, moped. The moped's a little bit faster than walking. Although I'm not sure about stairs. If it's faster upstairs. I feel like it's not faster up the stairs. And it's definitely not faster over logs. Oh, bird. The bird's the word. Okay. There's also a skip button too. Fantastic. Oh, hello, door. Hello, Nanalie. So it appears the skip button appears after a few dialogue lines. Which I feel like is a pretty reasonable compromise. Oh yeah, I remember I was stuck on this dungeon I think it was this dungeon that I got stuck on the last time in the last closed beta. Yeah, let's go. All right. Here we go, everyone. Yeah, you're forced to actually walk here. I'm not trying to go slow. I promise. And I can't summon my moped either. But yeah, this area I think is mainly to be trippy. I think this is when you fight the giant dog. After this dungeon. There we go. Oh yeah, this is where I was stuck in. Maybe I should have actually read what she said. Okay. But yeah, a lot of these dungeons are very focused on like the kind of the puzzle aspect. Yeah, it's pretty cool how you can do a lot of swap cancels in this game too. Okay, so now I'm looking for a shadow, right? Yeah, the game is pretty confusing. Or this like terrain area. What is even going on? I also have no idea if spamming QTEs is like kind of the approach to take with this character. But one big advantage that she does have is that you can just double QTE with her. Because these two characters will fill up their like QTEs instantly, allowing you to just swap to Hathor. Okay, what if I hold this? Interesting. And a dodge counter as well. Uh-oh. Where am I going? Oh yeah, it was this area. I got super stuck here. Yeah, this area sucks. Okay. Hopefully we can figure this out. This time. Tap, 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 Miss Karen's new shoes gleam. Dance, dance, the curtain stays up like a dream. Tap, 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 Miss Karen's old shoes sigh. Oh no, is it a riddle? Oh my goodness. How long does this go? Oh, quite a while, okay. Okay, I should pay attention to what they're saying here. Because hopefully it helps with the puzzle.
どう見ても調香師の家にあったものと漫画家が言うほど不思議なものもやっぱりおかしいっす。
Come on, glasses girl.
確かにアノマリーの気配
Save us.
ほんのわずかしかないし、至って普通のものもある。七札から見るに、これらは全部契約履行済みのアノマリー、そして七入れが成立すると願いを叶える効力も
薄れる？このインチキシチューが交換するものってタトゥーシールみたく使い、
そうとも言える。
そうだ、タンポポに持ってかれた。
まだアノマリーの気配は強い。投資さんも月光シチュー
yes, there is an EN dub.
と見ていいだろう。ただその願いはまだ叶っていない。
願いが叶う前に人が消えた。わかった。質屋のオーナーが取引に後悔してタンポポに香炉を取り返させたんじゃないっすか？
数々の取引をして、いや、もし投資さんがシェフと同じ状況だったとしたら、
I think they're more explaining kind of like what's going on with the quest instead of the puzzle itself.
契約破棄ならすぐ香炉を回収すればいいだけの話。投資さんが失踪した理由が引っかかる。
うわー、頭から煙が出るっす。
それに七札にはちゃんと代価がかかってるし。
I don't think they're telling us about the puzzle, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip that. Check pawn ticket. Oh my gosh.
そんなことのために自分の寿命を七に入れたんすか？
信者にとって世界の真理は命よりも重いのかもね。
Are y'all gonna tell me what to do here? Old man just goes, what? With unseen text, better not to keep reading them. Okay. Ooh, it's a mirror. Okay, so this has the same poem.
黒、カラス、ヒバリ、赤いスズメ、白い鳩、トビ、ミソサザイ、ガビ。はあ？なんでタギ殿同類をコレクションしてるんすか？
Wait, what?
エドガーとタギドが先に来てたみたい。これを教えてくれているの？
Okay, so some kind of conspiracy going on here. See. What is going on?
あれ、これってなんとかって漫画家の？ファンだったから見学を OK したんすね。
View. Okay, so this door doesn't
この後ろ
open.
に書かれてる数字は？
それより部屋の中に見落としたヒントがないかちゃんと調べよう。
There's no way we're reading all that. Oh,
こんな大型系だっけ？
それは
meticulously cuisine recipes.
誘拐された割には
Okay, it's got a little yellow icon
こんなに大変なんすね。
this time.
見て、ミニタンポポ。
犬の毛玉を集めて作ったみたい。
タンポポって名前だけあって本当に毛が舞ってるっす。薬膳レシピ。
Right, do I have to wait for them to stop yapping?
タンポポはもう十分太っちゃうっす。
それは多分人間用じゃないかな。
Okay. Oh. Huh. Maybe the puzzle this time is a lot more simple than last time. Oh. Ah. Have to find the password, huh?
戸田は愛が欲しい。
5.
戸田って人、1週間にいろいろありすぎだろ。月曜日に愛を手に入れて、
Oh my goodness.
火曜日に
Ringing phone. Open. Oh, are we out of here already? Sweet. Get me out of here. Hopefully that's it for that area. Because yeah. Excuse you. That's highly inappropriate. Please keep your hands to yourself. Never mind. I guess hands everywhere. Huh. Okay. So we have one blocked door. This one, you can't go through at all. This one, the eyeballs stare at you. So can we go to this one? No? We go back. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we're in different rooms. Yeah, it keeps moving me to a different room despite seeming like it's the same room. I guess we were still progressing. Despite seeming like we're not progressing. But yeah, you can see how just like every anomaly that you deal with just feels so different. In this case, I would say this is probably one of my least favorite dungeons in the entire game that I recall. Because really... Because it feels more like a point and click game at the moment. Yes, hello. Light up? Or where was that prompt? Didn't I light it up? Did I light it up? How do I light up this one or what? Okay, see, like, I wasn't really sure what triggered the light up. Right? Okay, so the shadow went over here, right? Now head to the door that's lit. Wait, isn't this door lit? No, it's not lit? This door? Hello, buddy. Bye-bye, buddy. Okay, so now we light this one up. There we go. To the hold attack. There we go. Okay. Now what? Here we go. We're progressing. We're making it through this area. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna try to get through bits of the story right now. Okay, what is this? Oh, we can skip it. Main story, skipping. Is something gonna happen? Oh, there we go. I think this is the fight against the big dog, right? Oh yeah, this guy again.
これさきり一人が躍起になってるだけなんだ。うちはそう簡単に引き下がらないか。
Okay, we'll skip for now. Wow, she's going for him. Oh. Man, she's kind of terrifying. Wait, those two guys look the exact same. Right? Twinsies? Okay, we'll skip, guys. Yep. Those guys kind of remind me of like Otto or whatever. Oh, is this a cutscene? I remember fighting the dog. I think the dog is the weekly boss. Yep, there we go. There's the doggo fight. There we go. We can do her motorcycle attack. Oh, lucky parry. All skill, I mean, that was totally intentional. Yeah, so at the moment, the fourth slot is kind of up in the air. But maybe the shield guy would probably be the best option for this team. Because otherwise, I'm not really sure what to do with the fourth slot. So providing some utility is probably better than none. Okay. Oh, did I whiff? Oh no, it teleported! Wait, it's hitting something. Yeah, lots of QTE spam. If you can't tell. Whoa. Do I remember this? I don't think I remember this. Is this new? Okay, yeah, this fight's a lot longer than I expected. Can I get there? No? No? Whoa. Okay. Oh, should have attacked, huh? I see. Is that parry or anything? Oh, am I reflecting those attacks back? Oh, wait, I attacked! I attacked! Too slow. Attack is too slow. Can I reflect these? Okay. Oh gosh, it hurts. It hurts. There we go. Do a little bit of damage to it. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure it's worth reflecting just a couple of those back at it. Because you end up eating like 5 of them for the price of 1. The fight continues. Ow. Big damage. That's right, she tosses the car up in the sky. Oh, ow. Okay, everything's on cooldown. There we go, motorcycle ultimate of Weeka time. Oh, did we win? Oh man, another form? No way. No, this is a cutscene, right? Oh, hey, that guy. Forgot about him. Nah. How cute. A man and his dog. What a heartwarming ending. Man, who are these guys though? They look like they'd be playable characters, but we're gonna skip what they have to say. Okay, yeah, there we go. One weekly boss fight. As you can see, giant dog boss fight. Uh-oh.
いかなる理由があっても詳細は郵送した請求書をご確認ください。ご利用いただき。なんだと？お前ら訴えてやるからな。それもそうね。グルメアルケミーのシェフは脳なしな上に。ああ、そう言い忘れてたけど、私たちは
I feel like I missed something that happened there. Was it a different commission that they're talking about? Seems like some drama with business involved. That's a big dog. That's what happened? All this started because of that? The dog had a crush? Oh my gosh. Oh, good stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we completed that quest. Anomaly pilgrimage unlocked. Oh, nice. Hunter level 14. We're progressing. We're progressing. Now I have to get to Hunter level 16. And there's a lot of stuff to do in order to work on that. So let's actually go anomaly hunting. Here we go. Yeah, anomaly hunting. Or should we progress? Actually, yeah, let's work on her weapon a bit. We're going to upgrade this a little bit because I have a feeling I'll be using this regardless. So here we go. I'm going to go over here and farm some fantastic... We're doing weapon ascension material farming now, which is... yeah. So, just like in various other games I'm sure you are familiar with, you farm for weapon ascension materials. Nope. Classic backwards dash on accident. Oh gosh, I'm getting destroyed. Maybe I should have healed before that. Oh man, these guys are giving... What the... Okay, I think I need to bring a what's-her-face. I'm getting my butt kicked by these nutcrackers. Oh my gosh. There we go. Yeah, one question I do have is how do I heal in this game? Yeah, this is why I need to farm weapon materials. We are not doing enough damage. Okay, 2 nutcrackers. 2 of these menaces left. Oh, attack was pretty delayed. Okay, here we go. I think we've almost beaten one wave here. Oh man, we're gonna have to use a second ultimate just for these little guys. Jesus. Okay, there's the second wave. At least it's just one guy this time. Ow. Oh my gosh. I just keep doing that. Yeah, the break damage right now does more damage than anything my characters do. Oh my gosh, we finally beat it. One attempt at weapon farming ascension materials. Yeah, we got to power up our characters, guys. This is pretty copium damage. Hang on. Let's go heal up and perhaps adjust our team a little bit too. Oh, we got to heal. How the heck do we heal? Oh man. Yeah, it took some effort. Okay. There we go. All right. She is not helpful at the moment on the team, or I just don't know what I'm doing with her. Either way, that equates to the same problem. So let's power us up a little bit. Yeah, you do the second most damage on my team, so we're going to level you up a little bit. And here we go. Arc, that's for ability. Can we level these up now? Yes, we can. Level up, probably ultimate. Is this both? Okay. Aerial command press ratio, cyclone. Okay, so we'll probably level this one up as well. There we go. And this is her intro skill, right? I think. Okay, yeah, we'll deal with the life skills later. So let's go next over back to finishing up our weapon. Where is it? Where's the area? Here it is, right? Yep. There's the cans. Oh, yo, thank you, Naughty Seal. Really appreciate it. Can I do a little character comparison or showcase? Doesn't have to be detailed. Just want to see what the characters can do, especially the cross girl. Yes. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go ahead and showcase every character then. We can do that in combat too. I wish I knew exactly what they did too, to be completely honest. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it, man. Basically, my understanding of this character is she does a super fast QTE ability where she'll fill up her outro skill by simply pressing her elemental skill. So we can actually read their abilities as well. We can imagine reading. But Fadia wields her cross, performing 5 consecutive attacks. When Fadia's current HP is greater than 1, she redirects a portion of damage taken by her teammates to herself before any shield mitigation is applied. Interesting, so she shares damage with the team. Redirected damage cannot be further redistributed. Once Fadia's current HP drops to 1, she ceases to redirect damage. At this point, if Fadia receives damage, she'll survive it with surviving, or she will share it with surviving teammates before any shield mitigation. Ah. So she's like an HP pool, an additional HP pool for your team. Oh, very cool. Okay. It's interesting how that is under her basic attacks. I feel like they're not sure where to put it. But let's see what else. Triggering whatever. Okay. Okay, so yeah, HP sharing character that will reverse HP share once she's at 1 HP. In a way, making her team and herself immortal until every last character is basically out of HP. So when Nova expires on the enemy, the team siphon 20% of the enemy's 5,000 max HP, not exceeding 30% of Fadia's base max HP. I don't know what that means. Is that saying some kind of lifesteal? Okay, so her skill applies destructive experience to the enemy unit with the highest max HP in that area for a duration during that effect. When Fadia takes damage, a portion of damage redirected onto the bearer. Okay, so she does some damage sharing with the enemy itself, right? That's my understanding here. When the duration ends, Fadia exits combat, the target exits combat, redirect damage is reached, destructive experience is removed. The damage ratio. This is how, oh, so she scales off of HP as well. Okay. Okay. And she redirects 200% of the damage she takes onto the enemy for a maximum of 8% of her max HP. Fascinating. Fascinating. What does her ultimate do? Without pain, life loses potential. Fadia enters Lilith, dealing 6 instances of cognitive damage and healing. In Lilith, recast Wordless Rejection to perform up to 5 follow-up attacks. Recast Wordless Rejection. Oh, so I use her ultimate again. Each dealing cognitive damage. When lost HP is greater than or equal to the destructive threshold, okay, casting Agony to Euphoria increases its damage and healing. Casting Agony to Euphoria. Oh, okay. That's the name of this thing. Increases its damage and healing. Okay. Exit Lilith when duration ends. The 5 follow-up attacks are performed switching characters or using other skills of Fadia. Okay. So I think my understanding is we use Q, then we use Q again. And she does more damage and healing, right? Gotcha. So she's pretty good sustain for your team. And she also provides instant QTs as well. That's what she does. So let's go ahead and this time use her ultimate properly. Thank you, Naughty Seal, for making me read it. For making me actually read her kit. I appreciate that. So here we go. We're going to try to vacuum up some of the enemies. Okay, that radius did not quite work out very well. Yeah, that attack seems to do more damage than most of the others, at least the individual hits. There we go. Now her skill marks one of them, I think, where she shares HP with the enemy if she takes damage. Yeah, I should change her weapon as well. Okay. So we'll save her ultimate for the boss, if we even get it in time. Actually, yeah, I can on-field her a bit. So how much damage does she even do? Yeah, all my characters are doing very little damage at the moment, as we can see. Yeah, relying on break damage a lot. That's how you know your character builds are cooked. Okay, anyway. Let's finish it off? No. But it's one of my bigger numbers. Die! Oh, we finally killed it. So far away from the boss. Okay, so this time when we use her ultimate, we're gonna take a look at what it does. Oops. Okay, I guess we'll have to use her ultimate in the next fight, because we do not have enough energy. It takes a long time to get it. Wonder if there's like energy regen stats. Can you lift it? You can. There we go. Okay, we'll use her ultimate in the next run. Because we finally got it. Yes, please. Can I claim it? Uh-oh, am I stuck? Am I stuck? Give me the prize, please. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, this is one of the bugs that kind of sucks. Oh no! Here we go. Okay, we'll try one more time. And if not, we're gonna have to press escape and retry. Come on. Open sesame. No! Alright, how do I get out of here? Can I at least... Uh-oh. I am stuck. Stuckity stuck. Super stuck. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a bug that kind of sucks. So, let's see. Yeah, I can't get out of here. Only thing I can do is wish. Alright. Alright. We are going to restart really quick. Whoops. Okay, be right back. Oh geez, there is an unstuck button in the top left? Oh, top right with the gear button. Nice. Okay, I'll try that next time. Well, you know, this type of stuff happens. It's a beta, right? It's a beta. The previous beta had a ton of bugs, for sure. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna try this again. This time, though, we have our ultimate, too. So, we're gonna do the double ult. And I might have her take some damage to showcase the healing as well. For her. Okay. So let's actually let Hathor take some damage here. Yeah, you can see her HP go down during all of this. If the MC takes damage, yeah, she also shares it. She also shares the damage. Okay, cool. Now let's use her ultimate. Okay, so can we use... Oh, yeah, she's got a different attack string, right? Yeah, she's smacking the enemies. And I think she healed, too. Yeah, she's smacking the enemies with her basic attack there. Okay, very cool. So, low field time character, when she uses her ultimate, she heals, and she can stay on field a bit longer from my understanding if she wants to. So yeah, that's kind of the way she works. MC, I believe, is pretty simple. She's just kind of a quick concerto. She fills up her QTE, and she does her ultimate. That's about it. So yeah, this character focuses on grouping, from what I can tell. There we go. Okay, we'll finish this guy off. And now we have this buddy here. That attack really disrupts the enemy. Yeah, so this character, obviously, you just use her ultimate, I think. I'm gonna have to actually read all their kits eventually, because right now I have not read their kits. Okay. All right, there we go. I see the sparkles now. Yay, we did it! We did it! Okay. Sweet. Oh man, is chat still fighting? Let me see. I didn't even see, I missed out on people fighting about stuff. Hang on. Oh, okay. So, we have... And Naughty Seal saying... One of my favorite things about Tower Fantasy was the ability to use your favorite design on field. Yeah, that's true. Tower Fantasy, you had like kind of one main character. And then you would like... You could like transform into whatever character you got, right? Was that how that worked? Man, I haven't played Tower Fantasy past like launch day, basically. So, what else do we have? Zani copied Huma from Tower Fantasy. Oh, I see. So then we're saying that, I think this character, we're saying that this character copied Zani, who copied Huma. Interesting. I do not know the history of this. That is fascinating. I'm curious to kind of see like all the comparisons. And look, frankly, my opinion on this is like, they're clearly not infringing on each other's copyright, right? Otherwise you would see lawsuits involved. So to me, it is perfectly fine to draw inspiration for this type of stuff. I mean, ultimately, we can only have so many iterations of the same thing. These are all waifus beating enemies up with various weapons. So whether or not, you know, a character is inspired by another one, to me is almost irrelevant, right? Actually, for me, it's relevant in the sense that it's interesting. And I even kind of view it as something that, like, I can appreciate and relate to a bit. Like, oh, look at that. Isn't this like Yishuan from Zenless Zone Zero? Right, so I don't know. Some people feel like, oh, you know, you can't be, you're not being creative, or you're just being lazy, or something like that. But that's not really my perspective with it. Okay. So, yes. So Naughty Seal says yes. You would use Fadia on field all the time. I think is Fadia one of the characters in Tower Fantasy, right? I apologize. But yeah. So let's see. Another slop, it will die a painful death like Tower Fantasy. Look, man, that could happen, right? I mean, any of these gacha games, they may just go down under. You just really, it's really hard to predict. Look, ultimately, the game is going to be a free-to-play experience for most people. Okay, this girl kind of crazy, reading her paperback book in the rain. But anyway, if the game dies, it dies, right? That just happens. It just means the market wasn't receptive to sustaining it past whatever. But if people log in, have fun, have a good time, most people have a good time for a month or two or even a day, or just don't like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Me personally, I hope the game does well. Competition breeds innovation, and we can clearly see that because this game is going to be competition, it's clearly trying a lot of new things. So, you know, I think the comment is a bit of bait, but I figured I'd just kind of address it. Let's see, what else do we have these days? What else do we have in here? Does anyone feel like someone needs to get like put in timeout for what they've said. Personally, I haven't seen anything like that. You know, I'm fine with pretty much everyone expressing whatever, expressing most of the things that they want to express in chat like this, right? So let's see. I think 4 Ina's comments are a bit, you know, mainly like rage baiting at this point. So yeah, it's a free game, guys. Just play it if you want. And importantly, if your device can handle it. Not all devices can handle it. Let's be real. Thoughts on the gacha aspect so far? Look, it's still gacha, okay? So gacha at its core is just shitty in my opinion. But there are a few exceptions. For example, if you guys have played Metal Slug Attack, like the Wii U version or whatever, and the Battle Cats Unite, those games are pay once games, but there's gacha in it, but you earn so much premium currency in those games that you can effectively just pull infinitely and get whatever you want in those games. So it's a very different system. Gacha is there, which gives you kind of like a roguelike experience when progressing through the game, because you don't know what units you're going to get with each playthrough, so it's very different. But because it's this primary form of monetization, ultimately in the end we have to see the pricing, we have to see what free-to-plays are able to get and what they're not able to get, because that ultimately determines whether or not people will perceive the game to be generous or predatory or not. So just how I feel about gacha in general. Of course, it's not an ideal system. It's something you kind of had to put up with for the fact that it is free to play, accessible is how I would describe it. So this game though, I feel like there is, if you enjoy the city aspects of the game, you are likely not going to feel too much pressure to pull, but I could be eating my words. They could put a lot of the city aspects behind payment methods and stuff, which I would of course disagree with. But assuming they keep things similar to the way things are operating in closed beta, and city progression is not locked behind pay-to-play aspects, then I believe the game should have, you know, a pretty decent reception, at least from the monetization perspective. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they could implement a 100 IRL US dollars to unlock the apartment complex or whatever, which would be absolutely terrible. But I view that as unlikely. So we'll see though. I could end up eating my hat in that regard. So let's see. What else are people arguing about here? So roaches die like roaches. This game will too. Okay, so I think at this point 4 Ina is just trolling. We're going to put a 4 Ina into a corner here. Can I put them in the timeout corner? Let's see. Here we go. How do I even do this? Put user in timeout. There we go. All right, 30-minute timeout for you. So in 30 minutes, you can get back to flaming if you want. But hopefully we'll see. We'll see how that goes. There you go. All right, 30-minute timeout corner. You know, it's funny. I'm assuming that this individual is likely a grown adult, or I guess based on their behavior, perhaps a teenager. But I don't even put my 4-year-old son in timeout. You know, like he just kind of understands he shouldn't be doing some stuff. So he'll whine or cry a little bit, but I don't have to put him in timeout. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they got to be careful with the greed. I fully agree. Yeah, I saw what happened with Infinity Nikki. Basically shot itself in the foot with a lot of their monetization practices. So that's pretty unfortunate. And let's hope that this game doesn't make those mistakes, because I personally enjoy the game. My personal bias, you know, would lead to that. So, TY, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. My apologies. I meant Gacha being a board game. SYS. So. I'm going to be honest. Yes, the Gacha is a board game. If you have a question, just type it in type it in chat, because I'm not sure if I missed the question that you asked or something about the Gacha system or the board game. But yeah, the Gacha system is a board game, but it's really, I would say, just the standard Gacha formula dressed up as a board game. What I would actually love to see them do with the Gacha is to have, eventually, you can farm up dice that have a guaranteed number on that dice. Like, for example, you can get a bonus dice where you can roll 5 on it. And that way you have control over what you do here. You can land on the rainbow path, for example, or you can land on, for example, a specific A rank character that you want or whatever. So there's a lot of potential for them to make this more player friendly and engaging by actually adding an element of control and strategy. But we're going to have to see if they do that, because that mucks with the rates that are presented. And there are some legislations about the rates that are presented here. They have to follow these rates or else they get sued. And with various variables affecting that, that could very well muck with it. So that's why the dice minigame for the gacha system is really just a different skin for the exact same system. And there's nothing wrong with that. It makes it more entertaining at the very least, which, you know, is a good start, because, you know, when things are more entertaining, they're just more fun. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. So, okay, let's see. Chris says, I'm pulling every character on my side. Hang on. That reminds me, Chris. You bring up a fantastic point. Ah. Is this it? Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember where she is. But let's go find the Oculus Witch Girl. Is this the Oculus Witch Girl? Wait, no, this is a dungeon. Oh, jeez. Where's stuff? I need to turn in my birds anyway. This is a good opportunity. Okay. Okay, here we go. Crap. Where is it? Oh my gosh. I'm not familiar with the map yet, if you can't tell. Sorry, guys. I will get back to chat in a bit, but... surely it's like an icon on the map, right? Oh, is it this thing? The witch's house. Yeah. There we go. Sweet. We found the witch's house. Yes, I just want to go over to the witch's house really quick so we can admire potential characters that we can pull in this game. And speaking of which, there is a bird on our way. There are just these birds everywhere. Hello, bird. Did I get it? Nice. Okay, we're gonna head over to the witch's house really quick. Almost there. And then I'll keep on addressing chat here in regards to their questions and potential concerns for the game. Yo, okay. See? She is definitely a character I would wail on. I mean, just look at that hat. That's insane. I've never seen a hat like this. Crazy. Like, the hat is basically its own character. So anyway, let's go ahead and give you stuff. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. I have 40. And we got quite a few levels to go through. Okay. Stuff. More stuff. Awesome. Give me all the stuff. Can we actually see all the rewards that we can get from this? Like, do you get something special if you max it out? Okay. More credits and stuff. Whoa, level 12. That's so many birds. That's so many freaking birds. 34, 31, 28, 25. Oh my god. I thought I've already grabbed a ton of birds. There's way more birds, but luckily nothing too crazy. Like, I don't feel like it's a necessity to go farm these. So, yeah. Yeah, so this character, definitely my #1 character design of the game so far. But hey, look. One of my friends actually doesn't like the way she looks. But, you know, friendship over, am I right? Gonna have to not be friends with them anymore. So, let's see. Okay. Alright, so this guy here is saying Iwinlu's literally paid to shield this game. He gets paid to make Wuthering Waves guides. I mean, brother, you just by watching my video or, you know, this stream, I'm getting paid, okay? So, regardless of how you want to frame it, yeah, I mean, you know, either way, when I play these games, it's because I enjoy them. And if you can't tell that I've been enjoying the game, then, you know, you haven't been watching. So, and also, I'm not sponsored for this at all. I'm not sponsored to play this, to stream this. I'm doing this because I wanted to show you guys, you know, why this game is fun and why I appreciate it and like it. So, yeah, there we go. Let's see. What else do we have here? Crow Girl. Yes, Crow Girl is awesome. Don't cry because your favorite Hoyos. Man, people are fighting in the chat. This is kind of crazy. Do all the birds you collect live in her hat? Great question. Oh my gosh, it's actually pretty messed up. You know what? What if the more birds you collect, the more wings and feathers sprout from her hat? That would be insane. That would be insane. That'd be hilarious. But I don't think I noticed any more bird wings popping out from her hat. So let's see. Okay. How many characters are playable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we also have Nonali, who I don't have yet. So 10. And then they're also adding the drunk girl. So 11. So at least 11 characters added to this closed beta. So we'll see how many, obviously, in the end. But for now, 11 probably. So how's the game? Any early reviews? Great question. I'm going to have my editor hopefully edit down the first part of the stream, which included my review overall. So that's true. If I keep giving them more attention, they'll keep coming. Maybe I just need to like put them in timeout and silently ignore them in that sense. So why only reading negative comments? No, I'm reading as many as I can keep up with. Can't wait to play. Yeah, no, I can't stop playing. I got to be honest. I can't stop playing. So, yep. The bigger the hat. Let's see. Are those two characters a duo? These two? I don't know if they're related. We haven't encountered her in the story yet. We've only encountered her as her being in this house collecting birds. So that's about all I know about her. So let's see. Naughty Seal saying the most recent video on my channel is showing where the animation is used before. Oh, okay. I have to check out Naughty Seal's channel. Huh. But it's a little different on each character. I think it's fine. Okay. Time out the toxic chatters. Yeah. All right. Sure. We'll time him out. Put user in timeout. We'll give him a 30-minute timeout this time. So I actually missed that. Okay. There we go. How's the optimization? Optimization is good on my PC, but you know, it's a 4090 NVIDIA graphics card and stuff like that, right? So my PC is not going to be reflective of the average person's PC. Are there bosses in the world itself? Yes. And no. Yes, there are bosses. It's not as Overworld is not as dominated by combat as like Genshin or Wuthering Waves, for example. You kind of have to go out of your way to encounter them. So let's see. Do I think Brant is a must pull for Lupa? Must pull is a strong word for it. I would say no, but Brant is definitely the best character for Lupa. Just kind of no other way to put it. Right, so did you guys do the other half of 2.4 story? I am so behind in story in all of these games. I gotta be completely honest. So behind in all the stories in all of these games. So yeah, let's see. If you could get paid to play Gacha, I know for a fact you would do it too. Literally everyone in the chat. Look, I am in such... I am so grateful for, you know, basically my community because I get to do what I enjoy, right? Like I get to play gacha games and you guys care enough to see my perspective on it and to see like my findings, theory crafting, guides, whatever it might be. Some of you guys might find me entertaining, which I do appreciate you guys as well. So yeah, no, it is such a privilege to be able to do this, and yeah, it's so great. I get to do what I enjoy. So thank you everyone so much for stopping by and watching my stuff. Really appreciate it. So I want to lose. Give feedback to Hada Studio to add feature where you can fight back the police. You can beat up. Okay, the police are so cool in this game. It's so crazy. My end game goal for this beta is to be able to beat up the level 99 cop. Because, oh geez, you can only do the police encounters once per day, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, it's about once per day. And if you get it all the way to max, oh my god, you get teleported to this giant cop anomaly who just wipes you out. It's at level 99. I don't think we'll get our characters up to that level of potential by the end, but we will see. I mean, maybe someone will be able to beat it by the end, so or even earlier. So we'll see. I'm excited to give it a shot. So, okay, let's see. How's the FPS compared to Wuwa on max? For me, FPS for both of the games is not an issue, so unfortunately I cannot comment on that. They're both at 60 FPS for me, although I haven't set this game to 120 FPS yet. This game has 120 FPS as a setting, which I will try out on my own time. There's no point for me to change it to 120 while I stream, because it just puts more strain on my PC with no gain, because I cannot stream it at 120 FPS anyway, so you guys literally cannot see the difference. Okay, so let's see what else. You like the dad jokes I win or lose? Thank you. I try to be dad-like, but I think I fail a lot of the times. But we'll see. I'm more than entertaining. Wow, thank you, Tutu Palm. That means a lot to me. So, okay, let's see. What else do we have? Wow, you guys are, hey, you guys are giving me so many compliments. You guys are the best, man. I'm practically blushing here. Okay, so damn, you can't farm the police. You can beat up some of like the little add-ons, but when I started beating them up, I got teleported to the crazy boss fight. How are the cars and driving? So this is interesting. The cars do have a bit of floaty ass. Oh my god, not what the heck, dude? Is that 100 naughty seal? Dude, $100. That's insane, man. Oh my god. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate that a lot, man. That means so much to me, dude. Thank you. Holy cow. If you think my content is worth giving any amount of money to me, that's crazy, dude. That's insane. What the heck, dude? Insane. Thank you so much, Naughty Seal. I actually see you regularly on my stream too. And honestly, like I probably need more mods and stuff or something. So, maybe if that's what some of you guys want to do, I'll probably put this type of request in my Discord. I haven't used Discord in a long time, but dude, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man, that's incredible. That's incredible. You're whaling the whale. You're feeding the whale. So, yeah, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. So, oh gosh, man, yeah. When it comes to working late at night, dude, when it comes to like major releases and stuff, especially without like there are certain times when you just don't have media servers and various things like that. I'm up until like 3-4 a.m. and then the next morning I scoop up my kid at 7, so basically pull an all-nighter and then just throw him to school and daycare, and then I just come back and usually like finish whatever it is I was working on. So it's quite the grind on those days. It's pretty rough. So okay, let's see. Oh dang, you've been watching me from the Gone You days. Crazy OG watcher, dude. That was back in the day when I honestly I wasn't even sure what I was doing at all back then. But hey, thank you so much for watching for so long. Really appreciate that. My kid has the coolest dad too. I always feel bad, like whenever I stream in the evenings, I have to tell my kid, oh, okay, daddy's gonna have to work tonight, and I'll see you later or whatever. And he always gets a little sad. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, throw my kid to school. I always joke and say he's going to work. He's going to the office because like, a kid's job is basically to play and to learn. So it's not too far off from the truth there. So yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, great t-shirt. Dragon Ball Z, let's go. Grew up watching this show. Probably overall like my favorite childhood anime for me personally. So yeah, let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, how are we doing? It is almost 4 p.m. So I've got a bit of time left. before the kid gets home. And that will be my cue for ending the stream. So we have a bit more time left before that happens. Let's go ahead and do some stuff. I want to try something in this game really quick. And actually, but before that, I kind of wanted to address like the mentality of like my channel and gaming in general. Look, man, I don't really understand the toxicity involved with this stuff. Because people are just going to want to play the games that they enjoy. The number one thing about playing video games is, do you have fun when you do it? And if not, why the heck are you playing the game, right? I guess some people find it fun to be combative and stuff. So in a way, like their version of fun is to kind of do that stuff, right? Is to basically say, oh, your game sucks, my game is awesome. Dude, just play the games that you enjoy, right? But to be fair to them, hey, look, I'm also not here to judge if that's what they find fun and enjoyable. A lot of people just find that stuff fun and enjoyable. Me personally, that's not where I derive my fun in. You guys can see what I enjoy doing just like through my streams and stuff. I enjoy goofing off. I'm crashing my motorcycle under cars, building up traffic. At least when I'm talking about a game like Neverness and Everness, right? The game isn't perfect. Of course it's not. And I'm not even close to saying that, but am I having fun when playing it? Absolutely, right? And that's why I play the game. So yeah. And when it comes to any of the other games, whether it's Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, they're all really fun in their own ways. And also, I will also admit, not every game is for me either. Like for example, Honkai Star Rail, the turn-based system, for me just wasn't for me. So what did I do? I had to make a decision. Okay, well, I can keep playing it, keep making content. I do, and the thing is, I always enjoy making content regardless for the most part. So, at some point, I just have to say, look, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to start making Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and Genshin Impact content instead. And that was my decision. Did I go out and say Honkai Star Rail is shit or whatever? No, that's not really for me. A ton of people enjoy that game, and I'm not going to invalidate their experience in doing so, right? Like, it's not really my place to say what games you can and can't enjoy, right? That's not how I feel about it. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out the racing in this game. I haven't tried it yet. This is kind of one of the last features that I haven't done. So here we go. Okay, so yeah, that's just my mindset when it comes to it. That's just my mindset. So of course, you can disagree with that, and that is totally fine. So select vehicle. Oh no, I can't pick my motorcycle? Bro! No, I thought I could use my motorcycle. Oh, that sucks. I have to use my beater. Oh god. I have to use my beater, dude. Oh no, there's no shot. Look at this car. No, get back here, Sakamoto. Get back here. Yeah, that's right. You can't deal with this top speed. Oh no, I have to try to drive him off the course because my car's so messed up. Oh no. Oh man, I should have invested into a better car, not my motorcycle. Oh gosh, they gotta let us use the motorcycle to race. Okay, hang on. We have one last hope here. Never mind, we have no hope at all. We have no hope at all. We're so done. Oh, can I forfeit? Can I forfeit? You know what? Yeah, we will, we'll just see what happens when I lose. I can accept defeat. We'll just treat this as a nice drive. Oh man, if I could use my motorcycle, you'd be nothing, punk. But here we go. That's unfortunate to say the that's unfortunate to say the least. Oh wait, wait, no, that's just a checkpoint. That's just a checkpoint. Dude, negative 800 meters? Yeah, I'm just a little behind. I'm just a little behind. Oh my gosh. Well, it would be fun to see, like, you know, some records and stuff being set, but what a what a disaster for me. Oh, this is great. Only negative? Oh, it's because he already finished. That's why. Second place. 2 out of 2. Oh man, I wish I had a blue shell. Some stars. Oh hey, it just transitions you straight back to the overworld. That's cool. Okay, anyway, that was a disaster. I blame my car, not my skills. Yeah, that wasn't a skill issue. Alright, guys. That was a tool issue. So anyway. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was being a good citizen. Following the speed limit. Oh man. No combat vehicles, but you can run the very few enemies in the overworld over with your car. The problem is that it basically doesn't do any damage, at least not with the beater that I was using to run them over with. So yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. Yeah, the game looks so fun and goofy. That's perfect way to describe it. It doesn't take itself seriously. Imagine racing in co-op with friends flexing your new skin. Okay, so one cool thing about co-op is I think you can share a ride, but I don't know if you can do it during the racing. I haven't tried like more of the racing, but I would be absolutely screwed in racing online with my current car. I thought I could use my motorcycle, dude. This thing is really fast. Look, where's my motorcycle? I gotta show you guys. I'm not just all talk here. Alright, where is it? Bro, where's my motorcycle at? Oh, there it is. What a good boy. Okay, yeah. Look at how fast this thing goes. I would have cooked his ass. Come on. If I could get in it. This is one issue with the motorcycle. It's hard to get in. There we go. Okay. So, we're just going to take a cruise with the motorcycle. Yeah, I couldn't use this for the... Oh, okay. But steering is an issue. Okay, maybe... Oh, no, it's stuck. It's stuck. Okay, I eat my words. Get out of there, motorcycle. There we go. It's the unstuck button. The unstuck button. Or my fists and legs, okay? There we go. Look at this thing's top speed. There we go. Now we're racing, okay? In my imagination, because I can't use the motorcycle in a race. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I'm giving them some feedback. I can't believe we can't use this thing in a race. Absolutely unacceptable, Hottest Studio. Wait, can I wall drift? Kind of. Oh, hey, bird. There we go. But yeah, I would have cooked that guy if I had that. Oh, man. Okay. So, let's see. Anime GTA before GTA 6. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This character has the assets in this game. Best assets, in my opinion. Oh, first person on bike? Sure, let's try it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, and the leaning of it. Oh, wait. Another bird. Yeah, we'll go until we crash. Actually. Oh, my God. Okay, hang on. We're going back in the ocean. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, that didn't quite work out the way I was hoping. But, yeah. Bye-bye, motorcycle. It was good knowing you. Okay, hang on. Let's try the moped in the water. Get on it. I'm going to drive you into the water, too. Oh, man, I can't replicate that previous glitch that I did. Where I was walking underwater. But, yeah. Yeah. Wait, can you do the moped in first person? I actually don't know. Oh, I can. That's nice. Nice and relaxing. It even has a speedometer here. Look at that. Nice little beach drive. That's cool. Okay, hang on. Let's go get back to the road really quick. Wow, this moped is... Oh no, gravity, why? I can go backwards faster than I can go forward. Oh my gosh. We've got reverse long jumps in this game. Reverse long jumps. Are there any sea vehicles? Not yet. Not yet, but I am willing to... I would not be surprised if they add sea vehicles. Yeah, you can waste a lot of time just driving around this game. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Here, get on. I find that hitting it helps you get on the vehicle. Okay. Gotta be a little careful. I don't want to destroy it, because I have to go back to the road to summon it, so... Oh, come on! Oh no! Okay, hang on. We got this. We got this. Get down there! Yes! Yes! Get down there! Oh, we made it! We made it. Okay. Yo, let's go. Now we can take a nice... wait. I need my flaming wheels. Yo, there we go. Okay, we can take a nice beach ride. How fast can this thing go on the beach? Oh no, it's the end of the beach already. Ah! Reverse. We're gonna go the long way. Yeah, there we go. There's plenty of beach in that direction. Let's go. But yeah, for some reason, just adding a car or a vehicle just makes these games so much more interesting. Oh gosh. The turning radius. I think the key is to actually brake. For sharp turns, you gotta slam the brake button, probably. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Okay, we're gonna try to turn left. Oh, whoa. Hey. I didn't realize Paimon was in this game. The heck? Hang on, can we get over here? Oh, no. Come back, bike. But where's the edge of the world here? Okay. Okay, hang on. Is this the end of the world? Have we found it? How far can we go? Well, only as far as our stamina will allow us. That's for sure. Oh dear. Goodbye, character. R.I.P. R.I.P. Well, that's as far as we can make it into the various overworld situation. Dude. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, we've hit 4 p.m. and I think we had a nice chill little stream. How big does the world... Let's try to answer a few more questions. How big does the open world feel compared to Mondstadt during Genshin 1.0? It feels big in a different way, and they use different techniques to kind of accomplish that. There are less teleport waypoints, things are spaced out further, but you move really fast in vehicles, which makes, traversal, a lot faster. So I would say this should be a lot larger based on square meter. But I'm not sure because everything is weird distance-wise due to how fast you move in cars. So yeah. Yeah, Naughty Seal is correct so far from what I've experimented with. Yeah, only this character, Hathor, and the MC can ride on the motorcycle. Yeah. Only the two of them can ride. If you get caught by the police, they take you in and then they fine you 5,000 resources, like the city money, or you can wait 15 minutes for your parole to be over. So yeah. What is that in the background? Hang on, I probably missed. Oh, this thing? Good question. Huh? Oh. Ah, okay, so it's kind of like the little mini games in Inazuma. Okay. So there's a little game of hide and seek. That's not hide and seek. That's a dude. And do her charge attack. There we go. Did I bother holding this? Yeah, we're gonna have to gear up our characters to actually do damage eventually. Because for now, ow! That was rude. I was just trying to murder you. And then he fights back. Man, that's not what NPCs are supposed to do. Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry, little guy. I didn't mean to hurt you. There we go. Does he give us stuff? I guess so. But yeah, I guess just random things like this just happen in the game. There's certainly like more spaced out, right? Like there's not as many like puzzles everywhere, torches to light, and all that stuff. And what's that in the background? The red cubes. We're talking about this or something else? Oh, those. Yeah. This is an anomaly. So we can clear out an anomaly, and each anomaly has its own like weird little challenge. Is this one going to be a platforming challenge? But yeah, you run into all these in the overworld very randomly, which I really appreciate because each one is kind of like different, right? They really tried to be artsy fartsy and creative with their approach towards this stuff. So yeah, you can see that this one. Am I just supposed to touch the hat, or do I just keep going up? Only up. Let's keep going. Okay, do I just grab the hat? I see. So I forced it to run up higher. Okay, yeah, I'm pursuing the hat now. Come on, get back here. I must place you on my head. Very important. There we go. Oh no, no! No. Oh, platforming expert. All the years of platforming have not helped. Hello, hat. Oh, okay. Yeah, quick fight. Oh geez, is this like an actual boss fight? This thing's supposed to be kind of hard. It's got a really big health bar. Okay, I really don't want to fall off. I'm gonna move away. I'm not even sure if you can fall off, but better safe than sorry. Here we go. Well, Oh. Oh. One more. I like how she can pretty much pick up everything with that attack. There you go. Okay. Oh, please don't fall off. No! No, 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 no! Oh, no! 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 Oh, man. I wasn't sure if I could fall off, but there's the answer. Oh, my God. Okay, well, at least it's not healing. Man, talk about a last-second choke. Also, the glide is not space, like, you know, the other games glide, so that takes some getting used to. Oh no, it's gonna heal, isn't it? What? No, 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 not again! Not again! No! What? Ah! Alright, some of the jankiness is a little frustrating now. Oh boy. Okay, come on. We'll try one more time. Up, up, up. There we go. There we go. How do I get back up there? Oh man. Oh, it formed the arena. So it blocked off my head. Oh gosh. I feel like they could have put an invisible bear. Get up there. Okay. Oh my gosh, finally. We made it back. Oh jeez. All right, good. It didn't heal at least. That's the silver lining. And now it's too close to the edge again. Makes me nervous. Ah! Where did that hole come from? No! Did I beat it? Oh. Can I collect it? Or is it stuck in the sky now? Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, regardless, that just happened. So I guess I just beat it and I don't have to collect it. But yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah. There's some jankiness that definitely needs to be addressed, like that, right? That type of jankiness is one that's like disruptive and damaging to kind of like the gameplay experience, whereas other types of jankiness is like just like more funny, you know, in my opinion. So okay, let's see. It's pretty much almost. Oh, okay, it's almost time. Get up there! Get up there! Okay, where's the bird? I saw it somewhere around here. There it is. There's the bird. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Nice sky. Can I show it again? Yeah. Yeah, you can even see the sun behind the clouds. Does the sun actually like blind you a bit if it's not covered by clouds? Huh. Okay. Well, I guess that wraps up. Oh, that wraps up this game or this stream. And hopefully I'll put out the full initial impressions video soon. And is the MC viable in combat? So far, they are viable in combat. They're pretty good in combat. I always wonder, how do I afford to C6 all characters? I can't even afford to buy a proper laptop gaming, let alone do I have a secret side job? Yeah, you know, I live in the Silicon Tech Valley. It is very expensive here. Let's just say daily expenses make C6 characters in Genshin Impact not look very expensive, all things considered, right? So for us and for our family, it's a pretty small, as crazy as it sounds, it's a small percentage of our income. So yeah, that's kind of why, like, you know, I can afford it. So yeah. I have another question. Is there any other function with characters that you gacha besides combat? Yes. Characters have different, like, overworld / city abilities. So if you look at this, you can see here that they will have various city abilities. Like if you put them in shops and things like that, you can get some bonuses for that. So how grindy is the artifact system? I don't know yet. Probably pretty grindy, but in many ways it's more user-friendly. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to break down the combat system later for sure. The game definitely looks complicated, but definitely going to put in some time there to figure that out. So, all right. There we go. Yeah, I better wrap up now. Kid is going to get home anytime now. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much as always for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. Always have a good time. And thank you so much, Naughty Seal. Dude, you know, your super chats and stuff means so much to me. I really appreciate it so much. So, all right. Okay, there we go. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Want to Lose, signing out.